You're listening to Rocket Night.
Are you ready? Hey, tonight I'm gonna take you on a little trip. We're going down south by the mighty Mississippi. I'm gonna take you to a place where lights never dim. Bring your mother, your brother, and your best friend. I'm gonna show you where they dance out in the street. They'll tell you all about your body heat. Not gonna talk about it, just gonna do it. Get on down, if you feel good now. Get on down.
So there's a member of our team that has been friends with the Fozzy crew for many, many years. And back in the middle of the pandemic, I was working on various singles in the studio, and we were just sending them out. And Mark Willis, Fozzy's manager, got his hands on it. And he invited us to go and play I think it was the three-leaf clover. I want to say it was the third Chris Jericho cruise. So we did that in like October, November of 2021, and it went really well. And they invited us to tour with them last year during spring of 2022, and it was just so much fun. Oh yeah. So that was our first time touring with Fozzy, and then this year we ended up on their fourth cruise. And that was a blast, and we got invited out to tour, and now we're here.
Nice. So, any fun story from this tour that you would like to share? I know you have been touring for so long; it's almost the end, right? Mm-hmm. So, any fun story that you want to share?
Let me think about stories that I can share without incriminating anybody.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, we've been pretty lucky to have a very smooth and easygoing tour. On our days off, we spent some time in Pittsburgh, got to experience the Pirates baseball game. That was a lot of fun. I will never say no to a baseball game, so that was great. We got to rehearse in a recording studio that the last band to rehearse in that studio was the band The Who before their world tour 10 years ago. So that was kind of cool.
Wow.
All the equipment was a bit old, though, so it was a little dusty. But it was I don't know, it had an edge to it. It was a lot of fun.
It was in Pittsburgh?
That was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Our tour manager lives out there, so we kind of posted up there instead of spending the money on driving all the way home, waiting for 9 days, driving all the way back. Because we're from Vegas, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a few shows that were just absolutely buck wild crazy. Baltimore was so much fun. Everybody was everybody was so kind to us.
Yeah. That's a great venue.
Yeah, this tour is just we've gotten to hit a lot of cities that we haven't been to before, so we're very grateful. It's been a good time.
Yeah. So I was also gonna ask, you kind of touched upon that. So when you're not performing, what do you do during the tour?
Try not to overuse my voice. Although I'm pretty loud and obnoxious with my band. It's when we're all together, it's like a bunch of children. Yeah. So we just scream and throw things at each other and make inappropriate jokes and fart noises. And so I try to just watch my voice, do my warm-ups. I've been trying to eat better, hit the gym every day.
Yeah.
And I brought my PlayStation with me this time because I'm not really drinking on the nights that I have shows. It's more of a sober from alcohol tour.
Yeah.
And I love it, actually. I don't mind a drink here and there when I'm home. I'm a huge Scotch guy, and I love hitting the rock clubs in Vegas, having Scotch and wine, and hanging with the friends. But I've been sleeping so good, and sleep is important if you want your voice to heal.
Yeah.
So thankfully, knock on wood, I won't lose my voice tomorrow for our last show. But my voice has been really powering through the whole tour.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a little experiment we were curious about, just what would happen. Alcohol was never a problem for me, but what is a problem for me is when I drink, my loud Irish obnoxious side comes out, and I just start screaming at my friends and getting goofy, and then I lose my voice, and I wake up sounding like, I've been smoking for 60 years, oh jeez, yeah, the show tonight's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, you're kind of touching upon all the questions that I was going to ask. I was going to ask you, what do you do to kind of maintain your health and my mom used to be a singer, so she used to always say that do not drink like cold before the show and stuff. So
Yeah.
I kind of get that part. So yeah.
Yeah, that definitely helps. I try to avoid dairy a few hours before I sing just because it makes you a little phlegmy. I try not to eat within 3 hours of singing so I'm not on stage like burping at people.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, I cut it close tonight. Since we're in Philly, I had to get a Philly cheesesteak. It's my first time here. So I walked down to Joe's, got me a Philly cheesesteak with fucking cheese whiz and provolone and onions grilled and mushrooms and all that stuff. I put buffalo sauce on it like a madman. And I just ate the whole damn thing and walked back, and I was on stage with the meat sweats, like, oh my god, like almost falling asleep. It was so worth it. It was so good.
Yeah, but Brandon, you're literally reading my mind. If I can show you the question, one of the question was Philly cheesesteak. So
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. I'm digging the vibe. You know what? It's because you're night themed. We're night themed. We're meant to talk right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so let's get back to kind of like back in the days. Like, do you remember like your first tour that you do? Like, and when was that?
Yes. Our first tour, we were very, very lucky. We were being managed by Des Fafara at the time, and he bent over backwards for us. This guy really fucking just was him and his wife are great managers. And he got us this tour with the 69 Eyes, which, like, if you were to tell me 10 years ago that I would start a band that was influenced by the 69 Eyes, and then within a few years of starting that band, I would tour with them, like, I would laugh in your face. But it happened. We became the Nocturnal Affair in 2017, wildly influenced by, David Bowie, Sisters of Mercy, the 69 Eyes, Typo Negative, Him, all that dark gothic rock, gothic metal stuff. And then 2 years later, I'm touring the country with these guys. Are you kidding me? So, very lucky. Not only did that happen, but like, we were paid $250 a night, which to some people, like, that's obviously not going to keep your lights on. But to be on your first tour ever, one of, I believe it was one of 3, and being paid $250 a night, like, it's unheard of. In fact, we did so well on that tour, we came back in the black. Like, most bands come back in debt, but, like, we sold so much merch, we were given, like, we were fronted thousands of dollars of merch. We ended up breaking even with that thousands of dollars, like, halfway through the tour. We were in Austin, and my boys come up to me and they go, yeah, so we just paid everything back, and we have the rest of the tour. That's all profit. We ended up coming back in the black. It was amazing. So we were very, very, like, when we tell other people in bands, like, that was our first tour, they get pissed. They're like, fuck you, man. Like, what the hell? Like, do you know how many bars I was playing to maybe 2 to 5 people? Right. And there maybe weren't less than, 100 people a night with 69 Eyes. There's usually anywhere between 300 to 800, depending on where we were. It was amazing. So we did that, and
that's actually a great start of your, like, the tour journey.
It was amazing. Yeah. Extremely spoiled, but it taught us a lot too. Though we immediately learned more of the professional side of things instead of there's always this maybe like local mentality that I've been told exists even when bands kind of start to tour on the smaller tours. They don't get to really figure it out. But starting with a band like the 69 Eyes, and even there was another band, MXMS, who are members from other various successful bands. They were all on this tour. So they taught us a lot. Yeah. And they were very kind, and they were very patient with us. Yeah. And it was just, we were very lucky for that. So, and then at the end of 2019, we got put on the second U.S. leg of a 69 Eyes tour, and then COVID hit. We ended up not doing it, but yeah.
That was kind of like the plan that didn't happen.
And then, us and Des kind of parted ways. We had different ideals as far as, the direction we wanted to go in. And, I mean, we still love the guy. We're super happy that he's got Cold Chamber back together and Devil Driver's killing it. And, wish him the best. But, yeah.
What do you think, like, the positive side of the tour and the negative side? I guess there are no, like, negative sides, but, like, I would say, like, the best part of the tour and the worst part of the tours that you have done so far?
The best part of the tour is meeting everybody that vibes with your sound. Right. Everybody that agrees with the music that you write it's like humbling, and it's cool to know that there's other people out there like me and like the rest of our band. You know, they're like they get it, right?
Yeah.
It's not for everybody, right? There's people that are gonna like us. There's people that aren't gonna like us. That's okay. But when they do, and they come over and they shake my hand, and you know, just before we had this interview, there was a man up there. I'm like getting my club soda, and he walks up to me, and he goes, "Beg is my favorite song of yours." And I was like, "Excuse me?" Like I'd ask him twice because we don't play Beg. We've never played Philly before, and this dude just told me one of our deep cuts on our record is his favorite song, and it just like I teared up. I'm like I don't know what to do, and this I'm like, oh my god, like thank you, because it's just I wasn't expecting it. I don't know, man. It's really cool to meet people that get it.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. That's awesome actually, right? Like this is what you do the tour, right? That's why you can get close to like so many people. You hear like real feedbacks and all those stuff, right?
Well, especially because I wrote that song to get over a very tough part of my life.
Okay.
And that's exactly what he told me it helped him with. It got him through a breakup that almost ruined him. And that's why I do music. I do it so people know that they're not alone, and that there are other people going through what they're going through, and that we're here for them. You know what I mean?
When they
like,
get the meaning of it, then that's
exactly. It's fucking working, and it really just it's like it's why I do it.
that's
you know,
success, right?
that's what I believe so. Yeah, it's that's more important than fucking anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So in this tour, like what are the venues or like the cities that you kind of like the most?
the cities that what?
The cities or the venues that you have toured so far in this tour that you kind of like enjoyed the more, or maybe
I've always wanted to play Brooklyn Bowl. This is our first time playing any Brooklyn Bowl, so tonight was fun. But last night was one of the smaller venues we played. It was in Syracuse, New York. It's this place called Lost Horizon. And the wall is covered in musicians that started there, right? It's Elton John, Frank Zappa, Marilyn Manson, who else? Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, like, there's just tons and tons of people. I don't know, to you know, whether or not those people suck now or not, they still played on that stage and they still had great success afterwards. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always feel weird bringing up Marilyn Manson because I don't know where everyone stands with him. It's.
If you do not consider of like his personal life,
right.
He's a great musician. Like, there's no denying that. Right.
My favorite music of Manson's is all of the music that was produced by Trent Reznor. I'm a huge Trent Reznor fan, so that era of him was great. I don't really keep up with what's going on in his personal life, but I've heard that there's some nasty stuff, which I don't want to get into, or I don't want to be associated with it. But but the fact that picture's on the wall of him playing there, it's Anthony Kiedis, probably before he sued Mr. Bungle or something like that, or no, did he sue? Was it Faith No More? I think.
Yeah.
He sued Mike Patton for like looking like him or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Mike Patton is, I think, in Bungle right now.
Yeah, Bungle and Faith No More. I love Mike Patton. Anyway, industry gossip aside, last night was really cool. I don't know, Soundstage was wild. Like we showed up and they had a platter of bagels and cream cheese just waiting, like on the bar. They made sure we were taken care of, just like the fans were awesome.
I've shot a couple of times in Soundstage. At Soundstage, those management are pretty cool. Like, all of them are like super nice.
Very kind.
Yeah, they're very nice. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. But the last question is like, right after the tour, like, what are your like plans, like the future plans, and what's coming up next?
Sleeping on a real bed is my first goal, instead of a cot or a bunk in a bus. No, coming up, we're going to be touring with Smile Empty Soul from May to June. The cover that I cannot announce myself, but you heard it, so if you talk about it, that's your thing. The cover we played at the end of our set is going to be our new single that we are dropping, I want to say May 20th. with the music video. So this whole tour, we've been filming the music video. That'll be out. And then we're on tour with Smile Empty Soul, and we're setting some stuff up for fall.
Nice. And it was a great show. Your voice is amazing.
Thank you, man.
And it was really nice talking to you. So
Thank you so much.
it was really nice talking to you. And thanks for taking our time for us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Seeping from every pore, the choices that you've made, creeping under your toes and leaving your ugly stain. Haunted by your blazing, I can feel your touch, making my skin crack and crawl with every single brush. Come down, I can't fake this smile any longer. Morality might win. Seeking more from nothing, feeding fire with voice, breaking every bridge I've crossed without giving me choice. Dancing through the motions, trying to keep sane. Was there a point from the start, or did I waste it all again? Come down, I can't fake this smile any longer. Morality might win. Hear me out. The silence only made our coldness stronger. Reality set in. Calm down, I can't fake this smile any longer. Morality might win. Break the laws of brain. The silence only made our coldness stronger. Reality set in.
You're listening to Rock at Night.
The introductory song, Get On Down, is from blues artist Billy Bass Alford. Look for his music at ReverbNation.com.